What's going on, everyone? This is Sheets, and this is kind of a surprise live stream. And the reason why we're doing this is for the last, several tennis slates, I've been recording my build and publishing it after lock. And I found that I've played extremely poorly, not running this live. So I figured I would do it live in front of everybody. This way, I feel a little more pressure to do things the right way. For those of you who've been watching these videos, I've been scrambling and struggling to get these things done in time. Struggling with the Saber Sim, struggling with DFS Hero. Now, as it turns out, yesterday, we actually took down the GPP, which was excellent. Despite playing terribly, we ended up, I guess to say getting lucky is that's a little bit brutal, but I ended up chopping it with 4 or 5 people, which I really didn't want to do. I was hoping to get more uniques, and for those of you that watched the video yesterday, I ended up doing 19 push-ups, which is something I don't want to do. I can't do 19 push-ups. I did it, but you have to punish yourself for not getting unique in these types of contests. So what we're going to do is we're going to build this live, and we have plenty of time. We have 25 minutes. We're going to do the process, and then we will check sports projections, see the uniqueness, and then I guess I'll have to do the push-ups live as well. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to upload the projections, and we're going to replace the Saber Sim ones with our own. Now, there's one spot which we have to keep an eye on. So Lorenzo Sonego got a walkover over Shang. So I don't know why I'm even leaving 30 in here. I think I'm going to replace him with 0 because I'm just not going to play it, okay, with the 30. So first things first, we're going to upload our projections. And I just want to do this to illustrate a point as well. And we'll exclude unlisted players. And I want you to see something. Like the difference between, say, the Saber Sim projections and mine is just so small. Okay, and I talked about this in many videos, that you can't get too much of an edge with projections because it's just too easy to project. Tennis projections are just about as trivial as you can make them. So I uploaded my projections, and I uploaded my projected ownership, and then we were just going to build like right from now. I don't know whether we did 50 lineups or 40. We'll figure that out in a minute, but let's set it to 150 max. We're gonna build 5,000, but it's not. I don't even. My math is kind of not the way it used to be. Are there even 5,000 lineups? Yeah, there have to be. 21 matches. There probably are. So we're gonna build these. Then we're gonna see what contest we're in, and then we're gonna run the sims, and then we are going to upload them. And then we're going to double check them. And then after the slate locks, which is in 24 minutes, we're going to check out the sports projection site. And we'll end up seeing how unique we got. Now, here's a problem in that it looks as though Saber Sim is kind of rebelling against me a little bit. Doesn't seem to want to build my lineup so fast today. So I could wait, or I could just start a new build. I don't know what it is about tennis. It's really been, oh, here it is. It's been frustrating to me from a technology perspective. It's really been rebelling against me. So like usually, for example, for those of you who do Saber Sim, even though 5,000 lineups seems to take a lot, you would think it would take a while, it really usually doesn't take this long. Now, we could look and see what we expect to get. Oh, you know what we can do now? While this is happening, this is pretty cool. Let's upload this stuff to DFS Hero 2. Just in case we want to use this. It's a good backup for me. So we're going to put the player name, fantasy points into user projections. And I'm getting better at this. I'm getting better at this. Map the player. We should be all good. Give it some funky name. So I mean, I've gotten much faster at getting this, the DFS hero part done. We go from the aggregation, we go 0 hero projection, we do 100% hours, hit apply, and then under manage, make sure we use projection, own, random exposures. That's all good. And then we'll go into here and we'll build 50 lineups with the user projections and build. All right. Now, as that's happening, let's go back and check and see SaberSim still isn't done. So what we're doing now is making a very, very efficient use of our time. Okay. So it does have the 40 lineups here, and now we're going to just run the sims against these. So let's take a look. We're going to get off of hero mode and going to use custom settings. And then contest simulator, I guess 40 people, I guess it has a maximum of 80 entries and 2,500 or 2,600 people in the contest. And then we can rank the 50 lineups. This is no lineups found. Oh, because we didn't do it yet? Okay. So let's just see what this is doing. All right, so as this is simming, this is actually going much faster than SaberSim, but SaberSim is much more robust, so that's not to be unexpected. Okay, so here's the 5,000 lineups, and it's rating them by just top 50 lineups based on this large slate Saber score metric, which isn't bad. You know, it dings it for ownership, 0.6 times the net 95th percentile. So if you don't have a Sims, you can actually do this, but we're gonna use the Sims actually. So we're gonna save these to the contest for now, and what we do is we download our contest files from DraftKings. Checking the time, it's 10:40, plenty of time. And while we're here, we're going to set the sim. So we'll right-click, add contest sim here, and we're going to figure out whether to use the flagship MME build as our comparison fields, or we're going to use our own. Now let's add the qualifiers in here. Add sims, qualifier, and for now we'll use flagship MME, but we might change that. Custom. So in the qualifiers, we're going to have either 20 or whatever. 90% for first is what I like to put it in, 10% because it's really only paying one spot. And then we'll put shorter qualifier, we'll call that SQ. And SQ, it's going to be a little less. It's going to be like 10 people or something like that. So same thing. So the question is going to be, wait, that's SQ. We want to add another one. What happened to the old one? Q, and then custom. This one will be 20, 90, and 10. Save. Okay. So the question is, what pool do we use, right? So the question, well, let's take a look. So if we just use our builds, let's see what this looks like. This actually looks pretty good. It's 31% Svitolina, 27% Navarro. That's what our 5,000 lineups would produce from a percentage basis. And that kind of goes along with my ownership projections. So this is actually, I like this quite a bit. So let's use that for both. And what's also cool about this is in case some other people are using the SaberSim stock build, it is going to get us a little bit different from them, which is good. So we'll use build 1. So we're really simming this against ourselves, which it's not always a good idea, but I think this isn't bad. Okay, so now we're going to run the sims, and I haven't forgotten about DFS Hero. We'll get back to that in a second. Okay. So we ran the sims, and let's just see what this looks like. Breakpoint, risk-adjusted ROI. And this is the exposure that we get. We'll be getting 96% yuan. That's the breakpoint. Sorry. In the line painter, hold on. Still, we'll be getting 90% yuan. I mean, that seems a little bit extreme, but I've learned not to really question this stuff. So let's do one thing. Let's go to aggregate metrics, and what this does, what's it, not 1043, plenty of time. This will show what the average projected score of my lineup portfolio is. And the reason I do that is so that when I mess around, like I go min uniques 2, like to try to get a little more diverse, it'll see how that's affecting me negatively as far as my average projection. So here I saw a 2-point drop, and I have to figure out whether that's the squeal point. So this one definitely, like I can't go to min uniques 4 because it dropped by 10. So let's go to min uniques 3. Okay. And it did drop my yuan ownership a little bit, which is fine. So I think this is a good place to start. So let's put that into the line painter for now. For breakpoint, we could go straight to here. Breakpoint, and I'm going to put this in for now. Top lineup. We're going to go into the qualifiers and put those lineups in. We'll sort again by risk-adjusted ROI for SQ, and I don't do it for each individual qualifier too often, but I had a little time, so I'm doing this. And then we'll go to regular qualifier, which we save down here. Good. Then we'll put this over here. And for now, we're gonna download and enter these just for now, okay? Because this is actually a good process. We didn't really check for dupes though yet, so we have to do that a little bit. Let's go back to DFS Hero and see what this ended up doing. Now, how do I find out the exposures for this set of lineups? Exposure, okay, exposure. So it's very similar, right? It's very, very similar. It wants to give me 100% yuan at 5.1K. I don't know what about yuan makes her such a great play. I mean, we should probably go back to our projections and take a look. I mean, it looks pretty good to me. Yeah, it looks like she's about 60% to win, and she's 5,100. So this is why you're getting about 100% of her. So it is a little bit of a different construction, right? The other thing that's actually cool is that here you can look at the dupes, and we're getting 0 dupes for all these lineups, which is always good to see. So the question now is, what do I do with all this? All right. So should I put some of the DFS heroes in with the Saber Sims, or should I just go with the Saber Sims? Let's do something else. Let's do some geo-mean stuff and see if it's at least predicting to get 0 dupes for these lineups. And the way we do that again is we take a look and we see, first of all, how many people in the tournament, 31, 37, and then we pull up our geo-mean calculator. So for 31, 37, let's see. For one dupe, you'd want a geo-mean of 26.1 or less. So, I mean, we probably should filter this for 26.1. I mean, just in case we're not getting it. Let's just see. Like, for example, let's take a look and see what we'd be getting for the line painter. Are they all above down 26.1? They look to be all pretty good. So I don't think we really need to do any geo-mean filtering here. So this looks to be a pretty good set. Let me see what else I can do with this DFS hero thing. And I didn't prepare for this. Again, I forgot to do this. So we export these lineups, and what do these look like? See, they look like this. They look like the players, which I don't want to see because I want them to be in the same format as the SaberSim one, so I can see if I have any duplicated lineups. And I don't believe import lineups. Well, what I could have done, if I start with the DFS Hero ones, I could upload those to DraftKings and then upload those to here and then download them from here. And then probably have the same, what's the word I'm looking for? The same format. That's like really kind of dangerous, but you know, we're gonna try it. This could be fun. All right. Oh, good. Just for the line painter. Let's try it. So this is what we're gonna do. First, we're going to change all of the lineups. What do I have? 11 minutes? Yeah, I can do this. Probably shouldn't, but I'm going to do it anyway. All right, so this is what we're doing. We're going to, wait, first of all, I didn't put them in yet, which is actually not bad. Okay, so that's actually pretty good. So we are going to start with this. All right, so let's put these in now. Let's just save this. Save this. Well, I never even put them in. Okay, so this is good. So we're going to start with the SaberSim ones. All right, good. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to go back into SaberSim. We're going to upload our entries. So we're going to download them from here. And then we're going to upload them to the entry editor. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to the contests. And then we're going to download them. So I have them here. And then what I want to do, I wanted to see how many dupes I have between the DFS Hero ones, which are here now. I have 9 minutes left. Yikes. And these that I created with SaberSim. So we're going to save these. See what these look like. Okay, so what we have here are the 50 lineups for SaberSim. Here are the 50 lineups for DFS Hero. So what we want to do is we want to see how many of those are repeated. So what we can do this a number of ways, but I want to use my sheets to do this. So it's 10:51, plenty of time. Let's go to, where is my dupe calculator? It's right here. So we will put these in like that. And then we're going to put these in underneath. Boom. And then I want to see how many of these are duped. So remove duplicate lineups. Let's see how many are duped. There's only one dupe. So I actually have to make a choice between whether to use the SaberSim builds or the whatchamacallit builds, or the DFS Hero builds. So let's replace these. I do have more confidence for now in the SaberSim builds. I did the min uniques too, right? So let's save these to look back to Line Painter. We'll save the breakpoint back to breakpoint. 10:52, plenty of time. We'll save the Qs back to Q. or SQ back to Q. That's the short one. Then we'll save the regular one. Back to the regular one. Okay. Before I forget, we will save these so we have them. And then, so now we want to consider adding or using some of the DFS hero lineups instead of the SaberSim lineups. Yeah, I guess that makes some sense, because at least these we have. I mean, I don't know if this is actually going to be the case, but it does say 0 dupes in the sim we ran. So why don't let's export these again. You know what else we could do? We could, and we'll do this next time. You know what we should have done? We could have uploaded the SaberSim lineups to here, I think. And then I think it would have done it for you. I think. Oh, yeah, so import from CSV. We definitely could have done that. So maybe I'll do that after the fact, just to see what that would have done. So what we're doing is we'll take the top, I guess, 20 of the SaberSim ones. I mean, of the DFS Hero ones. And we'll replace the last 20 as far as rankings. With those. Wait. This one I want? Which ones do we do? Okay, so wait. 5 minutes? Oh, I got time. I thought I didn't have time, but I do. No problem. Don't get nervous. Plenty of time. So here, and then we'll place these last ones with this. And then I think this will work. We'll go back into entry under 4 minutes. Oh, plenty of time. Plenty of time. Let's see if it'll work. Well, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Let's see how many it takes. If not, I could always replace it with the other ones because I do have a full 4 minutes. Does it work? Yeah, it looks good. Let's make sure there are no dupes. Yep, looks good. And now let's go back into SaberSim. We'll re-upload this contest file from DraftKings. And we'll see what our exposure is just in time for the slate to lock. And as that happens, we'll take a look at the exposure. Do we end up getting 100 of what's her name? Yeah, well, not that much. So 86% of the yuan, which is fine. I mean, again, she's 60% to win, 5,100. And worst case, you know, we could bet the other person to win in the betting markets. I mean, if we find that, let's take a look. Let's see when she starts. By the way, so she starts. When does yuan start? Not until 5:30 p.m. So we'll be able to see what's going on between now and then to see how much we maybe want to hedge with her. So I do have her in all my qualifiers and all that stuff. So we'll just see. So let's take a look and see what we could have done with DFS Hero. So let's import from, let's say, the CSV, which would be this. This would be the SaberSim ones, I think. Lineup build selected, simulator the same. So we'll go 80, and then contest size, again, 3,500, whatever that was. And we'll rank these. And let's just see what the difference is. So now what we're doing is using DFS Heroes simulator to simulate the SaberSim lineups. I'm sure SaberSim could do that too. I'm gonna fiddle around and see where. So this is interesting. So if I did that, we'd be getting a little less yuan. No, I'm not changing this with 1 minute to post. But this is actually okay. So this is an interesting tool. So while we're waiting for the slate to lock, which is going to be like a minute, I have to make a note to ask SaberSim, and I know you can do it. I'm just. Oh, that's amazing, Eric. I just saw that. That's awesome. Now, the thing you tried to implement, was that basically just praying to the baseball gods to run good? Because that's my main value added. Again, that's for real premium members. I will show you guys how to pray to the baseball gods, because that is clearly the most important tool to master. But I wonder, all right, so how do we, I guess we can upload entries from somewhere. Does it have to be from, does it have to be from SaberSim? Let's see. What happens if I did this? If I put, I don't know, ranker lineups, what does that do? Anything? Overwrite my entries? Will it do that? Let's see. No, I can't do that. All right. I figured. How can I compare my lineups that I built elsewhere using SaberSim's simulator? I'm sure there's a very easy answer. I think the answer might be no. Well, this is uploading projections. Lineups, no. I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask how to do that after the fact. So, but for now, let's pull up the line painter and see. First thing I want to do first. So this is what we do. We download the contest file. And the reason we do that is for two reasons. Number one is I do want to compare my ownership projections to reality. And I have a little, a tool that we do that. We actually post that on the site as well. So we go to ownership tracking, and then this macro I built here, not do test. Where's this ownership tracking? Yuan, it says 44% ownership. Let me see. I mean, I know I have more than her. Let's see what we have here. So tennis, and what this is doing, it's pulling. It gets testy from time to time. It's pulling my ownership projections with the actual and seeing where we were most off. Okay, so we were most off with, and this actually is pretty good. This is not bad. We were off on Pablo Carreno Busta for the third straight day. We were off on Yuan by about 12%, and off on Korek by about 11%. And we thought that like 10% would play Matt Marchek or whatever it is. So I like to look at this, and then just so you guys know, I paste this. I'll just show you this, and I paste this into the drive. I have a file that will allow people to see this this comparison every day. I'll show you. Ownership tracking results. So this file actually shows up on the site literally every day. I don't think I don't think more than 3 people look at it. But it's good for me, and I just always like to look at how we're doing as far as projected ownership. Now we don't save them from previous days, but there's that. So now here comes the big reveal. So let's go into the sports projection site. Let's see how many push-ups we're going to owe for our lack of uniqueness. Ugh. I'm not encouraged. I am really not encouraged. So tennis, main, we'll upload this file, user unique percentage, and oh, this is not going to be good. So 23 uniques. So we're going to owe 27. Oh, first thing I forgot to do. Yikes. I forgot to post this on Stake Kings. Okay, I'm going to do that right now. I'll give everybody a half hour. I'll give everybody a half-hour break, actually. Tennis line painter. I'm going to post this at 11 as of 11:30. Actually, I'll give people to 11:45 to figure it out. And then that, and then we'll do it again. And then we got to do these push-ups. I mean, you got to be punished for this, right? Tennis breakpoint, and then we'll make this again 11:45. Today, post it. So we should be all set, and then we have to suffer. Oh, there's a lot of push-ups for a man of my age and lack of whatever. But it is what it is. So let's see what everybody else did first. Let me see if I can give myself a little bit of an excuse. No, all these other people managed to get all these uniques. So 27 it is. Is that what it is? What did I say? 27. All right, here we go. Thankfully you can't see this. We have to do this in sections, I guess. 3. 9. 'All right. That's 18. You have to take a little breath, and those are like, sheet, stop already. I can't, because if you don't do these push-ups, you're not going to learn about how to get unique in these types of tournaments. All right, 9 more. Seven. 9. Okay. All right. So we did the 27 push-ups. We did our process, and that'll do it.